guys, it's Katie. So it's been about like 2 weeks since the Booktubeathon, but I'm finally getting around to updating you guys. Life has been pretty crazy since this month began, so I hadn't had a chance to update you guys yet, and I know I said I would upload once a week, so getting some videos done so I can update you guys. Anyway, so I'm just going to jump right into my kind of Booktubeathon wrap-up to let you guys know how I did. So basically the only book I ended up finishing was The Merciless by Danielle Vega. This book, I read it in like a day and a half. It was like it was a super quick read. It was very fun, very entertaining, very gross and creepy at the same time. But I really, really enjoyed this book. Basically it was about a group of girls who were super religious, and they thought this one girl that they went to school with was possessed. So like they kidnapped her and did kind of like a creepy exorcism seance kind of thing on her, and it got really dark really fast. Like, it started out just like a typical Mean Girl story, like, oh, we're bullying you, we're mean girls, blah blah blah, and then it got really dark really quickly. Like, there was some pretty graphic stuff in this book, so I would definitely not recommend it if you have a weak stomach and if you're kind of freaked out by like evil ghost story kind of things. Because this was really scary. Like, this was Stephen King level scary and graphic and super gross descriptions, but I absolutely loved it because I'm a big fan of horror. I would definitely recommend this book to anyone who enjoys horror, and probably like if you want to read some scary books around the Halloween season, definitely pick this up. I cannot wait to pick up the sequels because it was just written so well. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be written the way it was, and I wasn't expecting it to be as creepy as it was, but it was like really good. It was a really good book. Has a nice little plot twist for you guys, so pick this up. I recommend it for sure. And this ended up covering my hyped book challenge for the Booktubeathon, so yeah, I really enjoyed it. So the next book I read was Matched by Ali Kandi. I was reading this for most of the Booktubeathon, and like by the time the Booktubeathon ended, I had about 90 pages of this book left, and I actually ended up finishing this in the last like couple of days. Like last week I ended up finishing this. So I didn't finish it during the Booktubeathon, but I did finish it like shortly after. And I enjoyed it. It was like a good fun story, but it wasn't like super thrill packed or like big plot twists or anything. It was just kind of like a calm little story, like, hey, this is going on. You know, it was still like a good story, but it wasn't completely like, it didn't like captivate me, I guess, like, you know. But I did enjoy it, and I might pick up the other ones just to kind of see where the story goes. I think there's 2 more, Crossed and Reached, are the other 2 in this series, so I might pick those up just to see where the story goes. It was just kind of like a little love story. Basically it was about this girl who, like, she lives in a futuristic society, and she gets matched to one of her best friends, and then something goes wrong with the systems, and it matches her to like 2 other mates, because like they live in the future, so they don't choose like who they marry, I guess. They just like get matched to people based on genetics and stuff. So there wasn't like a lot of drama. There was just like that kind of was like the big drama of the book, and then a few other things went down near the end, but like it wasn't super like crazy stuff. Like, it just, you know, it was kind of a calm story. I hope that it gets a little bit more crazy in the next 2 books, because like the last book, I think it talks about a rebellion or something, so hopefully it's a little bit more action-packed. But yeah, I did enjoy it, and I ended up finishing it, so yay. And the next, oh yeah, then this kind of covered my person on the cover, but I didn't really finish it during the Booktubeathon, so I guess it doesn't really count, but I read like most of it, so yeah. The next book I started was Looking for Alaska. I started this during the Booktubeathon. This was supposed to be my book that I read outside, but I only ended up getting it like 40 pages into this book. But I did end up finishing this a couple days ago, so I finished it, you know, after the Booktubeathon. And this was a really, really good book. I absolutely loved it, and I'm sorry that, like, it sucks that it took so long for me to read this, because I heard so many good things about it. And I'm kind of bummed out because, like, I've heard people talk about it for ages, and it got, somewhere along the way, it got spoiled for me, so I didn't really have the reaction I probably would have had if I didn't know how it ended, you know? But, like, I swear, John Green is the only person on this universe that can get me, like, laughing hysterically and then crying hysterically. Like, this book was like so funny and so lighthearted, and then it just took such a horrible turn, and it was like miserable, but like, I don't know, he just does that so well. Like, he writes such like comedic dialogue and comes up with such like great funny characters, and then he just like rips it away from you. But this is a very good book, and I definitely recommend it to anyone that hasn't read it. But it is very good. There is a little bit of mature content in this book, but it's not like too bad. If you're like in high school, I'm sure you could like handle this book fine. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. So those were kind of my like 3-ish books that I read during the Booktubeathon. I kind of failed miserably because I wanted to read 7, had such high expectations, and of course I didn't meet them because that's just who I am as a person. But I enjoyed the books that I have read, and it really helped me get out of my reading slump that I've been in. So like, I finished like 3 books in the past week, which is, well, I have finished like 3 books in the past week because I finished these 2 books last week, and I also finished Stephen King's On Writing that I've been reading for like years, and I finished that, and now I'm starting to read Unravel Me. So yeah, I just can't get into Clockwork Angel. Like, I'm trying to read that, but it's just like, it's not, I don't know if it's the time yet. I need to wait for the right time to read it, you know? I keep wanting to read the Mortal Instruments because I love the storyline, I love the premise, but like, they're so hard for me to get into, and I hate it because I want to like them. But whatever. So I want to say that I read about 550 pages during the week of the Booktubeathon, which is pretty cool to me. I definitely want to try to read more next time. I think the holiday Booktubeathon comes around like in December, so I'll probably be participating in that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe down below and hit that bell icon so you guys can be notified every time I upload. If you want to see how I made this shawl that I'm wearing, be sure to check out my craft channel, Swizzle Monster. It'll be linked down below, so you guys can click on that. I do a bunch of craft videos over there. But yeah, on this channel I'm going to try to upload every Monday, and random times during the week just kind of depends. I don't really have any kind of consistent schedule right now, but I'm just going to try to upload as much as I can. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Comment down below how many books you ended up getting through during the Booktubeathon, and I'll see you guys next time.